Alrighty, gang, it's 4:30 on the drive home for a Monday. Wayne, Tanya, and Brian alongside, and we have some guests in the studio.
All right.
Sorry, I was just
accounted for.
Yeah, I was totally messing with the volume of the headphones.
Tanya's our sound engineer.
Yeah,
thanks
that's
for the
scary.
producing.
That's scary. We have Jessica and Tammy from HSHS, St. Anthony's Memorial
Tanya,
Hospital.
a lot of experience here. I'll take this. We're going to talk about prenatal postpartum care.
Yeah, go for it, Wayne. Why don't you lead us in this
This
talk?
is the part where I
You're the expert.
hand it over to you guys.
You introduce. And
That's right.
So why don't you let everyone know exactly what you do at HSHS, St. Anthony's Memorial Hospital, Jessica?
Yeah, so my name is Jessica Mottashed. I have my doctorate of physical therapy, and I've been working at HSHS St. Anthony's for going on 4 years now. And my specialty is in women's health, pelvic floor physical therapy, which Leah and I were on a couple weeks ago now, and LSVT big Parkinson's therapy treatment.
All right. Well, I know that we had a very interesting discussion when you were here last.
Yeah.
And this will be even more, especially these two. They don't have a clue what goes on behind.
They've never been through it.
We have a slight clue, but it ends there.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing they've got. But what are some of the changes that occur with pregnancy and postpartum that physical therapy can help with?
Yeah, so I'll be honest. A lot of women don't automatically think that physical therapy is what they should go to if they have any pain or issues during pregnancy. But there's a lot that we can do. So, there's a lot of changes with pregnancy. The first thing is even postural changes. So, that baby all the weight is in the front. It's in the belly. So our ab muscles actually split to make room for that baby to grow. And sometimes after delivery, those abs don't come all the way back together. And it's a diagnosis called diastasis recti, where there's just no strength in the front anymore because of that growing baby, and the abs have split and they maybe just don't come all the way back together. There's all kinds of things that change that cause low back pain. So your hips will rotate forward because of the baby weight being in front. And so that puts a lot of pressure on that low back. And there's a big change of center of balance because of that. And then further on into the pregnancy, there's a hormone called relaxin, and it gets really, really high towards the end of pregnancy, which is good because it relaxes the tissues, it relaxes the ligaments, it makes the pelvis ready to deliver the baby. But that in turn can cause a lot of pain. It can cause a lot of pubic bone pain, pain at what we call the round ligament, or the ligaments that actually hold the uterus. So it can cause a lot of pain like that. And so that can be a lot of reasons why we see women for while they're pregnant. And then postpartum, after delivery, obviously you just delivered a baby, so your tissues have to try to get back to what they were before. And a lot of women want to get back to the activity level that they were before. So they may have been doing a strong exercise program before they were pregnant, and they're ready to get back into it, but their body may not be ready for that yet. So postpartum, we'll see a lot of women that maybe are trying to exercise, and then they start to notice more low back pain or more pubic pain. And then again, like what Leah and I have talked about a couple times on this show, we help with issues of the incontinence and pelvic pain and pain with intercourse and things like that after delivery as well.
Now, and that's just with natural child. What about, I know this is not in your notes, but what about, like for me, I've had nothing but C-sections. So I know that's going to take a little bit longer than a person that has not.
Yes. So I'm right there with you. I have one child, and he was a C-section. And so it does. The body takes even longer to heal. There can be a lot of things as that C-section scar is healing. If that scar tissue grabs onto like the bladder, there can be issues there. There can be a lot of issues with even having bowel movements after a C-section. So there's a lot we can do to try to work that tissue and really gain that deep core abdominal strength to get them ready to get back to the activities that they want to get to.
Okay. Now, what are some treatments used when women they are pregnant? What are some of those that you can explain to our listeners?
Yeah, so the big thing while they're pregnant, we do a lot of education. So if someone comes in and they say, I'm having so much low back pain, I'm 30 weeks pregnant, what are some things that I can do to help with that? We go through garments, like where to purchase them and what would be the most appropriate support garments for their belly and for their low back and their hips. We talk about posture. So even, someone may come in and they sit at a desk all day for work and they have tons of sciatic and hip pain. So we'll talk about different ways to stretch while you're at your desk or what modifications you can do to help with that. Mm-hmm. We also do a lot of education preparing the woman for delivery. So there's certain stretches, if they're going to have a natural delivery, that can help stretch out that tissue so that you have a less risk of tearing, which is great. Or if, like you, it was a woman that has had a C-section in the past, we'll talk about how you can prepare your body for another C-section.
Okay.
So that's a big part of it. We also do A-stim. So I think it was John and Alex were on last week.
Yes,
and they talked a lot about that.
They did.
Yeah. So we can do that for women that are pregnant. So it's a method where we have them lay on their sides. We're not, putting pressure on the baby, and we can work the tissues through their back and help relax and make their low back muscles calm down and feel better. And we can do that through the hips and everything as well. We can do what's called myofascial release or trigger point release. So if everyone, if you put your hand like on your shoulder and you push down on that sore spot, everyone has that same sore spot. Well, when we're pregnant, we tend to get those all along the low back. And so we can do a lot of hands-on techniques to release those spots.
Okay.
We'll do taping, where we actually tape underneath the belly and raise it up to take pressure off of that pubic bone and give the mom a little bit of relief. And then occasionally we'll go into the pool as well. So we'll take the women into the pool and it'll unweight their joints. Yeah, get the baby unweighted and just, help them stretch in the pool so they can do more stretching and feel a lot better there. Postpartum, it's the same thing. But like I said, we can do things like if it's a C-section, we can do C-section scar massage. We can do the A-stim there as well. And we do a lot of strengthening and trying to just help those muscles come back together and heal properly.
Tanya, I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous. They
Why?
didn't have this 18 years ago.
I know.
I had my kids.
I know. Nothing like that at all.
I was like, just deal with it. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. It was basically like, okay, I need to get to walking. Let me just push the stroller outside and let's just get going. Now there's assistance. Now, another one of the questions that you have here, do you see a lot of good results with the pregnant women or postpartum?
Thank
You. I can't even say it. Women with doing the therapy throughout their pregnancy. I mean, you see good results. I mean, from now, how soon would they need to start, though?
So it really depends on when they notice that they are having problems.
Okay.
I'll be honest, I've had women as early as 8 weeks pregnant. I mean, they've just found out they're pregnant, but they're already, maybe they just had a baby and they're having another baby right away. So their body never really healed from the first one. So they already are having that low back pain, hip pain, sciatic pain, things like that. But I've had women that start in their first trimester and I see them basically until they tell me, okay, I don't even know that I can get out to come back. I think the baby is the next step type thing.
Okay.
So I've seen them all the way up to 38, 39 weeks. And we just really, each trimester, we focus on, okay, where are you at in your pregnancy? Where's, how big is the baby? What is it pushing on? Or, how is he or she positioned and how can we help with that?
Usually the bladder, and you go to the bathroom all the time.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I would say your lower back. I just remember being pregnant and my lower back hurt all the time.
Yeah.
No matter what I did.
Or rib cage.
Ouch.
Now, obviously with postpartum, how long do you see them after?
Yeah, so we tell women, we can see you before your 6-week follow-up with your OBGYN, but we really like to wait until after, just so they can clear you to make sure that the tissues have healed properly. And, if at that point you notice any pelvic floor disorders or any dysfunctions, like you're having leakage, or if you're having that pelvic pain or pain with intercourse, or even at that point, if you're still having low back pain or hip pain, that's when I would encourage that at that 6-week checkup, you tell your OBGYN and then they can send you over to us.
Do you fellas have any questions? I'm sorry, I just took over.
I do.
Yeah.
Brian, you do?
Okay.
Well, I think I misheard something. I thought you called that one hormone relaxin, but is that correct? Or
Sounds
is
like a
it-
country
is- I
version.
know, it sounds like a kind of hormone you want.
Yeah, and you do. It's a good thing.
Relaxing.
But when it's so much, sometimes, it's so quick. Like, you think of how long our gestation period is. 40 weeks is nothing. I think an elephant is like 2 years, which elephants are a lot bigger than humans. But, it's
I'm
so
telling you.
quick. And everything happens so fast
Yeah.
that the body just doesn't know really how to respond to
It's a
that.
big change.
Yeah, and it's great for the pelvis and for the pelvic floor and the vaginal canal for the baby to deliver, but it's horrible for your low back and for your hips. And it's released everywhere in the body. So that's, women will have even carpal tunnel, or they'll have other pains everywhere else in the body during pregnancy, but it's still a lot of those hormonal changes that are causing it.
Okay. Good
Well,
deal.
I think Brian would agree with me. I mean, both of us, this is not our wheelhouse, but we have had the flu and the migraine, so we can kind of relate.
Whatever.
Not even close.
But you know what this does highlight, even though I didn't understand 96% of what you just said, it does show the wealth of knowledge that St. Anthony has with you guys,
Yes.
with every department, and how much you can help.
Absolutely.
Thank
If
you.
people don't know what to do and where to get started with this, what should they do?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you are pregnant right now, or you have a friend that is, and they've told you about their pains, we encourage you to have them reach out to either their primary care or their OBGYN and let them know that you would like to try physical therapy. Our goal is to get women through pregnancy without pain, and to get it to be an easier delivery. So reach out to your doctors, have them send us an order, or if you have any generalized questions, you can always call and talk to myself or Leah. She's the other pelvic floor physical therapist, and we'd be happy to talk to you about any questions you have through pregnancy, postpartum. Our number is 217-347-1243, and we are actually in the Richard E. Workman Sports Complex.
All right.
Very good.
That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for the visit today,
No kidding.
Jessica
Yeah.
and Tammy.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you guys.
Thanks, guys, for coming in very
Appreciate
much.
it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks.